Hi everyone, in this video I'll be reading the Clover birthmark, which I previously named, wait, we both have the same birthmark? Which is based on the show Violetta. I have watched the show only being able to enjoy it through the English dub of the show, so there's probably some things I missed throughout it, but yeah. Once I learn Spanish, I'll totally watch the original version, but I don't know Spanish as of yet, so my apologies. Alright, anyway, so these are photos of the first draft of it. And audio recording not complete, but now it is, because that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. Alright. One sec, it's giving me suggestions of things to edit, so one sec, I'll get back to you when it's... Alright, so I turned the Wi-Fi off so Grammarly won't be annoying me throughout this video. Alright, anyway. First draft not made, so I will make that next year. Characters are Marati, Pablo, Gregorio, Diego, Angie, Ludmilla, Violetta, Maxi, and Fran. Now, previously I thought his name was pronounced Gun-Gorio, like G-O-N, Gun-Gorio. So there might be moments where I have to adjust that, and because I missed it when I was editing it. So, just a warning, I used to think the name was pronounced Gun-Gorio, not Gregorio. Like, I thought it was G-O-N, not G-E-R. So, I apologize. I also had to double check how Marati was spelled, because I was spelling that completely wrong. So, there might be times where I've misspelled names. Alright. And Destiny, was my filler name because I could not remember, Diego's mother's name. I didn't remember it was Carla, so this was my filler name until I got to the episode where they revealed what her name was. So this was written kind of like a prediction thing, because I could not remember her name. I had watched the series like once before, but it had been years, so I couldn't remember, Diego's mother's name, because she doesn't even show up in the show at all. We get like a photo of her, that's it. And we get reference to her, but we never see her in the show. But anyway, so until the time I realized what her name was, I called her Destiny. So I'm just going to keep it as Destiny because I have a character, Carla, in another fanfic, so another Carla character in a different fanfic, and I don't want to get them confused. So, anyway. So, I thought her name was Destiny or something like that. But anyway, that was my filler name. On with the story now. Sorry about this long intro. If you want to read that, you can. You can read that if you can't, if you want to. Read that if you want to. Read that if you want to. Alright, so, I call it the Clover birthmark. Alright. I will be posting this June 1st. Okay. So, I'm getting this plenty in advance because I'm recording this May 11th. So, while Marati is observing Gregorio's class, Marati notices the mark. Stoppingly says, "Wait, Gregorio, can I steal Diego for a minute?" Gregorio questions, "Why?" Marati whispers, Cause I think he could be the thief." Gregorio allows, "Okay, go ahead." Marati requests, "Diego, come with me for a second." So let's try that again. So Marati takes Diego to the teacher's office. Marati informs Pablo, "I found the thief." Diego confused, "What did I steal?" Marati, "That was spelled wrong." Okay. Alright, quick edit here. M-A-R. Okay, there we go. It popped up as a suggestion, so yay! Thanks for saving me a step. Alright. Marati says, "Don't act like you don't know. I saw your birthmark when you left. With the recording from Umix." Diego honestly says, "I didn't steal anything." Marati mad, "Then how do you explain the Clover birthmark?" Pablo realizes Probably because Gregorio has the same mark. Diego, shocked. Wait, we both have a clover birthmark? Has a worried facial expression. Sorry. All right. Okay. Diego, shocked, says, wait, we both have the same clover. We both have a clover birthmark? And then has a worried facial expression. Pablo, concerned. Is everything okay, Diego? All right, let me correct that. Pablo, concerned. Is everything okay, Diego? Sorry, I kept repeating myself there. Diego reveals, no, it's not. No, it's not. Look, I never met my father, but I was given clues to who he is. One of those clues was that he had the same unique clover birthmark. So that means Gregorio could be your dad, shocked Pablo says. Diego informs, yes, he could. Then Diego texts Violetta, can you find out if Gregorio has a birthmark of a clover on his back? If so, he's the person I've been looking for. Violetta, after reading the text, raises her hand. Gregorio wonders, what is it? Violetta alerts, I'm going to ask you a random question. Do you have a clover birthmark on your back? Diego needs to know. Gregorio lies. No, I don't. Ludmilla knowingly, don't lie, Gregorio. Gregorio tells, I'm not lying. Ludmilla reveals, yes, you are. And guess what? Your son has the same mark. And guess what? Your son has the same mark. Gregorio, see, here. I thought it was Gungorio, not Gregorio at first. Okay. Gregorio. That's a name I've never had to spell before I made these fanfics, so... and it was a name I had never heard before I watched the show. So, anyway. Gregorio assumes, I don't have a son. Wait, little dash symbol here. Gotta fix that. There we go. Alright, Gregorio assumes, I don't have a son. Ludmilla tells, yes, you do. And he's about to take the heat for your crime. Explains her theory. That is the reason Marati took him to the teacher's office, isn't it? Gregorio admits, you're right. If he is my son, I can't have him take the fall for this. Leaves the room and is now in the teacher's office. Defensively says, stop, Diego didn't steal the recording. I did. Gregorio confesses, because I admitted I faked the injury on the recording. That's why I stole it. That's why I stole it. That's why I stole it. I'm sorry, says Gregorio. Shows the mark. This is the clover you saw when I left with the recording. My son had nothing to do with it. Puts his shirt back on. May I do something childish for a second? Asks Pablo. Marati, Diego, and Gregorio in unison allow. Alright, go ahead. Pablo braggingly says, I knew it! I knew it! Ha 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 ha. Then tells, okay, I'm done now. Back in class. Maxie says, wait, Gregorio is Diego's father? Fran surprised. Yeah, I did not see that coming. Everyone agrees with Fran. After school that day, Violetta is on a video chat with Angie. Angie asks, what happened to Diego? You said he'd be joining us for this video chat. Violetta tells, not tens. A lot of the time I connect my letters, so sometimes it thinks my L's are N's. Alright. Violetta tells, he found out who his dad is. He found out who his dad is today, so he's spending some time with his dad. Well, who is his father? Asks Angie. Okay. Violetta informs, you're not going to believe this, but it's Gregorio. Angie surprised, like the dance teacher Gregorio? Violetta answers, yes, that Gregorio. Turns out they have the same birthmark on their back, a clover. Angie informs, well, that's a surprise. Violetta agrees. Violetta agrees, no doubt. They chat for another hour. After getting confirmation from Destiny that They are biologically father and son. Gregorio, not Gungorio. I think this was another one that I edited while walking and doing my daily walk. And so some of the words I missed because I was busy walking and trying to edit at the same time. So, anyway, Gregorio and Diego work on strengthening their relationship. And as punishment for stealing the recording, Gregorio is not allowed back at the studio for another week. But Gregorio doesn't care because he has to get his place ready for Diego to stay with him. Everyone's happy there are no more secrets between them. The end of The Clover birthmark, aka we have the same birthmark. So when I do the first draft, I might just say the first title of it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this story. When inspired this fanfic, I thought, what if Maradi noticed Diego's birthmark and thought Diego was the thief because of that? And that's what inspired this fanfic. Simple as that. Which I honestly thought was going to be something that they would do in the show where it's like, oh, okay, so Diego has that birthmark. I thought he was going to get accused and framed for Gregorio's theft. I honestly thought they would do that in the show. And instead, Gregorio tries to frame Pablo for it. But they had Diego there, who has the same birthmark. They could have just had that as a use for being framed. Sorry. Maybe it was in a deleted scene. But I seriously thought they were going to do something like that. Anyway, on with the story. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Edit and final spell check from April 23rd. 2026 at 2:55 p.m. to, I'm going to adjust that because I did edit it today as I'm recording it, to May 11th at 4:02 p.m. Okay, good. And I'll fix the one up top. Here we go. Where is it? Here. Typed. Oh, that's typed and edited. Type version edited. That's where I'm going. Here we go. At 4:03 p.m. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching.